Do you think this is actually going to, with the Faceless Void coming out, do you think this is going to be the Spirit Breaker 5? You know, just set some, just go for the bash lane?
I mean, there is no synergy with Void 1 and Spirit Breaker 3, but Void plus Spirit Breaker in the same lane is also just terrible. Because you have two melee heroes that just want to bash people, but as you can see, Gambit, they just pick heroes that punish that.
Yeah.
It looks like we could maybe see Sand King mid, because if there is one thing I am certain of, it's that Night Stalker is going to be the position 3. I mean, it could be played as a position 1 as well, but I think it's just a classic offlane hero.
Yeah, they got themselves the Bane. So, the
Okay.
Sand King Queen of Pain lane, how does that... Have you ever seen this play out? You know, what's the idea behind this?
Well, the thing with Sand King is that you are constantly pushing lanes, so lane bullying heroes like Queen of Pain, they cannot spend the same time harassing because they're gonna be under tower dealing with creeps. So in a way, it should be able to do reasonably well.
Hmm.
But at the same time, it's still a quap against a melee hero. So I'm still not quite sure if I like it that much, but Sand King should be able to farm. This is a very interesting pick as well. Silencer. Sometimes it feels like a certain team is just playing on a different patch than the other team.
Yeah, I mean, Silencer is a good hero in its own right. It's just, I mean, towards the end of season 3, the start of season 4 of the D2CL, it was being picked up and banned every single game. You know, it's one of those heroes that you just couldn't get away from. I was surprised when it dropped out of favor. We usually see, from what I remember, the 404 build, or you get your point in the ultimate there as well, but not
Hmm.
actually going for the point in the early glaives of wisdom. Is there any reason? Is it just the kill potential that comes out from the curse as well as the last word?
Yeah, it's just about the magic damage and a little bit of control. I mean, glaives don't really do that much on a support silencer
Yeah.
because you're not gonna be right clicking.
Yeah, but think about all the int that you could be stealing
True.
with those
It's
kills.
not that valuable because you're gonna have plenty of mana anyway, and as I said, you're not gonna be right clicking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, um, looking at this lineup now, I assume it is still going to be the Spirit Breaker support. Is there anything that you like that finishes off V's lineup?
Well, definitely not Invoker. I'm not sure why Gambit banned that one. I guess it could be offlane Quap?
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
I mean, offlane Quap plus Spirit Breaker, it seems like a pretty decent lane. You have a lot of damage, a lot of slow, a lot of mobility. But that would be truly special. I mean, I would absolutely adore seeing it. Um, I just think it's quite unlikely, but Gambit disagrees with me, and they're the professionals. Hmm. I mean, I would just love to see another stun in their lineup, because they have the Spirit Breaker and the Chrono, but Spirit Breaker is not that reliable, and you don't want to use a Chrono for every single skirmish.
So maybe something like the Centaur that's coming back into popularity. Just trying to think what else we see. Tidehunter is still there. Yeah, Tidehunter's still there.
Hmm.
Beastmaster's been removed, so there's no roar available. You
I
take out the
think Tide
Medusa.
is pretty meh against Night Stalker. I was thinking potentially about Avenge,
Yeah,
because she can just always stun, and then she gets killed by Night Stalker during the silence, and then she still lives, so...
true, true. Um, and then just being able to swap heroes. I mean, the Wraith King as well. It's a decent pickup. So it looks like it is going to be the mid Sand King. You know, just being able to right click fight. But inside the
Mhm.
Chronosphere, if it gets caught out, there's a lot of damage that can come out from V to try and blow it up at least the once. Um, but what goes good up against the Wraith King in the offlane?
You can either go for a really dominant melee punishing hero, like there is a few Vipers already banned, Kunka's also already banned, or you can just try to kite him as much as you can, and in that case, Queen of Pain would actually be really good. I can definitely see Queen of Pain Spirit Breaker winning against Bane Wraith King.
Okay, well, we do have 20 seconds for V to finalise their last pick. Looking up at the Gambit lineup so far, well, not even so far, it is completed now.
Okay, they still go for the Tide.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of this because now they're super ulti reliant because they have Sonic Wave, Chronosphere, Global Silence, Ravage. But at the same time, if they can play around those ultis, they have an insane teamfight combo.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, do you think that the Tidehunter might go for an early Aghanim Scepter to go with the Chronosphere, and just throw those gushes out for the minus armor to help the Faceless Void get the kills in those Chronospheres?
It wouldn't really surprise me. I think Aghanims on Tide is really good in general.
Yeah.
It also means that if the game doesn't go your way, you have one of the best D-pushing spells in the game. And I feel like if this ever goes truly late game, then it's definitely going to be V-Gaming favorite.
Okay, well, we're about to find out, getting ourselves into this first game. Looking at the lineup, I've got to say, I just have faith in V. From everything we've seen so far in the D2CL that I've watched for the past 3 seasons, looking at the way they've played coming into the Division 2 as well, I just think Gambit are a little bit of an unknown, but I think V have the quality to win this, so we'll get ourselves into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll always go for the V. Look very solid. Let's see, do we have any surprises in terms of items? Ooh, look at Afterlife. He wants to be strong.
Yeah, the triple gauntlets to come through. That's...
Ooh, it's same for Knight, actually. A lot of strong heroes today.
So, yeah, getting ourselves into this. The tips are coming out already onto Lays in that off lane. Are they going to try and come up onto the high ground, though? Let's see where they go with this, because it is going to be the leading the line. Atar might be caught out. The Wraith Fire Blast does connect here, and the Silencer could be in a little bit of trouble. Throws out the Curse. It's going to be the first bullet going the way of the Wraith King now, as those bones do get harvested. The Bash comes out onto Afterlife. Are they going to be able to get out? Because the Wraith King has already gone down. Afterlife trying to get himself away. There will be a Gush in 1 second, so they can carry on catching up here. And Afterlife, he's just too slow. The Bash. And Hayes will get himself a double kill here to start off this game. That's a really nice start for the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, they got a lot of money on Smiling Knight, but at the same time, Hayes is gonna have a lovely time in his mid lane now.
Yeah, and even the Silencer going down, that doesn't really mean anything. If you lose it, okay, yes, you give up first blood to the Wraith King, that's not great, but you took him down, and like I said, you only lost the Silencer, so that's not a bad trade there for V.
Yeah. Definitely a pretty decent start for them. But this mid lane is gonna be an interesting lane to keep an eye on. To see if it's gonna go the way we discussed, or maybe Melojul can just completely demolish this co-op somehow. Even going for a Caustic Finale level 1.
Yeah,
which is usually only taken against melee heroes.
I want to see how this plays out, because Caustic isn't... I thought he might have gone for an early point into the Sandstorm, maybe, just try and force Hayes to get... I mean, he does have the Sentry in his stash, so that will be coming out on the courier, and that's what I thought, force the Queen of Pain to use a lot of gold towards detection. So yeah, Melojul does get the Sandstorm out now.
I guess he just really wanted to get that damage in while he could, level 1, when Queen of Pain wants to be close to creeps, to secure the range creep with Scream of Pain.
Yeah. Blaze on the bottom lane getting low as well. He's going to be taking some harass, but he's got himself the double braces. The branches are as well, going towards the Ring of Health straight away. And Smiling Knight coming up, he's going to go for... Well, we saw the Wraith Fire Blast come out at level 1. It's going to be the crit coming through on that Mortal Strike. Is this... I mean, how does this lane play? Because the Wraith King is still a really good hero with the lifesteal, with the crits coming out in this lane. But I just think, like you were talking about, the bully potential to come through from the Spirit Breaker. Do you want to set up for the Wraith Fire Blast here? Maybe try and go. The Gush comes through onto Smiling Knight. Arrow's going to try and get himself away. Only level 1, so he doesn't have that charge. Yeah.
He does have boots.
Yeah, true. I was just thinking that it's two big tanky heroes in this offlane. How do you really get those heroes locked down long enough to kill them?
I don't think Gambit's gonna get a lot of kills on this lane. At the same time, they have a Bane, so I still think the Wraith King is gonna have a fantastic time here. Because yeah, they're two big bully heroes that wanna hit you, but Bane loves playing against those heroes. He has 60 damage, he has a Brain Sap, even a Nightmare if V-Gaming ever decides to become aggressive, so Smiling Knight is gonna have a dandy old time on this bottom lane.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on it. The Wraith Fire Blast comes out into Laze. Laze, though, just throws out the Ankh Smash. The charge comes around to Smiling Knight. Are they going to try and turn this one around? There is a Gush available, but it looks like Smiling Knight just goes for the old walk away. Yeah, Laze doesn't want to chase too far there as well. Arrow doesn't overcommit. Pantomime's going to be taking a lot of damage from these right clicks. No bashes. Nightmare just going to be throwing the right clicks, and Pantomime cancels that now, or it does wear off. Spirit Breaker just has to TP back, but Spirit Breaker won't even need to worry about getting back into lane with that charge. Or is he level 3? No, level 2 still.
Such a nice thing about Spirit Breaker.
Anywhere you want to be in about 10 seconds. Yeah, the charge will start to come through. Got himself a clarity there as well. Probably going to be bringing that through for Laze. As Pantomime will be the charge target, but I don't... Did he actually want to commit onto this? Again, there's a Gush of Zank smashes. Pantomime. Yeah, uses the Brain Sap. Yeah, looks like it's just to get him into lane. And the clarity does come through here for Laze. Laze does have the Ring of Health as well, so he's going to have some decent regen coming out. Meanwhile, top lane, we've not really spoke about this. As Faceless, he's just a little bit further ahead in the last hits than Afterlife. Afterlife, he's gone for the double braces. I wonder if this is going to be the... That's not his career. I wonder if it's going to be the triple braces coming through from the Night Stalker. Like you say, just getting really tanky in this lane.
Maybe it'll be the 6-2 pull bracers, old Sing Sing build.
Somehow, I mean, I would be impressed if that's what they went for. The time dilation comes out the cookie now as well. Are they going to be able to get the time? There's no time walk for TA, and TA gets taken down.
Well, it was pretty easy.
Yeah, I guess with Silence and not having any stuns, you know, the protection on this lane, it's lacking just a little bit, or the counter initiation at least.
Yeah, it's so rough to play with level 1 time walk. You use it once for efficiency's sake, and then suddenly for half a minute you're a really appealing kill target. I doubt he's gonna make that mistake again.
Yeah, probably gonna use it as an exit only. Instead of, like you say, trying to use it for the efficiency just to keep his life up. I mean, Faceless, what's he going to go for? He's going to go straight for the Power Tread. So that makes no, you know, it's not a big shock there. Is there anything that you see the Faceless going for next? Is it going to be the Maelstrom? Maybe something like a Diffusal Blade? You know, what is it that Faceless wants to be going for?
I think you still want to buy Mask of Madness if possible. Just gives you so much pressure on the map because your Chronosphere actually becomes a threat. Then afterwards, there is the Maelstrom option, there is the BKB option. It really depends on the game.
Okay, well...
But I don't think we're gonna see any huge innovation like Helm of the Dominator or something. It's just gonna be basic all void right-clicking.
And here I was hoping for first item Rapier.
One day.
Yeah. Melojul, moving himself around into the jungle. He's actually moving himself off the lane looking for these stacks. I want to keep an eye on him just to see where he rotates through. Because it looks like he's going to go for a pull. Oh, they might be able to get a bash onto Pantomime. The charge comes through now. Arrow, Brain Sap will be there. Laze trying to catch up. Not going to be able to get in range of the Gush. So Pantomime should be able to give it again. It's not really a walk. It's more of a float here on the Bane. So... But did he get the stack? Yeah, so he's getting stacks off here on Melojul. Even going to be able to get the D-Ward here through as well.
Ooh, Antoja.
They're going to be able to take the damage here. They do take down the Silencer. Afterlife, though, just walks himself away. I mean, it's... It's one hero running at 2. Yes, okay, Afterlife, he was in silent stasis kind of, and that's pretty scary, but the salvo will come through from Sayu. And now TA's left alone. Do they have a Crippling Fear? They don't have a point in the Crippling Fear. Maybe just looking, I thought they might have tried to get aggressive. Crippling Fear into a cookie, but Faceless, Power Treads Arrow. I think he's just at 455. Oh, not with 100 in the night. Yeah, not at night time. He's no way he's faster than Afterlife.
Yeah, Afterlife is probably the scariest hero on the map right now.
Does he want to start looking for rotations and ganks, or is this just 100% phase out the Faceless Void in this lane?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, the cookie comes out now as well, but the time walk just before it connects. Really nice timing there from TA2K. Only holding that 1 point in it. But this time does time it to perfection.
I think we're gonna see a point in Crippling Fear now. Just to give that kill potential on the Void.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the skill build. He actually went for the phase boots here as well, so... Let's see, meanwhile, it looks like Pantomim's chasing away the Space Cow, but yeah, just moving back up. The cookie comes out once again, and this time there's not going to be time loss. The Crippling Fear does come through. He's going to be able to keep right on top of the Faceless Void. Afterlife gets a really nice kill once again on the Faceless. That's 0-2 and... well, 0-2 and 2 from that early game skirmish around the runes. Charge onto Pantomim now as well. The Nightmare will be wearing off. There's going to be the Scream coming through from Hayes. Hayes, does he have the damage to take down Pantomim? He should go down. Yeah, Hayes, no doubt, picks up the power treads as well. And this game, do you think it's more of the Orchid build, or is this going to be the Sanjin Kaya that we've started to see the past few games coming out for Queen of Pains?
I think the latter is more likely, because Orchid doesn't really do anything against these heroes. Would be decent against Sand King, but Sand King is probably gonna buy a quick Yules or a BKB anyway.
Yeah.
And then, ooh, you can silence a Wraith King, whoop-de-doo.
You could silence a Bane. There's a lot of control on the Bane, right?
True. But you also have a silencer specifically picked so that you can cancel the Fiend's Grip.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could see, depending on how late this game goes, we've seen even position 5 silencers build into the Orchids, so that might be where it comes out a little bit later on. But this lane, oh, Nightstalker's actually roamed into the mid, just going to be backing himself away, going towards the Echo Saber as well. I'm hearing a Nightmare. Where's that Burrow Strike to come out from Melajul? Does he want to go for this? Or are they just going to let Arrow off the hook? Looks like he's going to be fine. Yeah, how does this Faceless Void, I mean, because if we look at the net worth, he's sitting mid-table. He's on 3.2k. The Wraithking's on 4.5. How does TA2K try and catch up onto this? It's going to be... it looks like it is going to be the Maelstrom straight to come out. So it's just this, just stay in the jungle, wait for the Maelstrom, and then just try and catch up with the farm.
Yep, that's exactly it. But when you pick a Void, you don't really expect to outfarm a Wraith King anyway. At least not at the start, because Wraith King just farms really fast with the skeletons and the built-in lifesteal and crit. For Void, it tends to be a bit slower, but in exchange for that, you do get one of the strongest teamfight ultis in the game.
Okay. I mean, the Chronosphere is up. Does he want to be fighting around like the ultimates and then dip back into the jungle, or is this literally just until the Maelstrom's up, until he maybe gets himself a Yasha? Does he just stay completely anonymous in this game?
Yeah, it's farming time for him. If he can get a nice little cheeky kill with a Chrono at some point in time, he's definitely gonna take it, but
yeah.
It's not really a priority for him. And now Melajul and Sayu, they have their blink up on the Sand King, and TA2K is about to be in for a world of hurt.
The epicenter into the Burrow Strike now, the cookie to keep him locked down. Hayes does rotate in, double damage rune for him. Do they have anything? Sonic Wave comes out, so they do have the damage now as well, but Melajul, well, it knocks him back, but it doesn't stun him from the TP. So at least the Sand King gets away, but a good kill there for Gambit to pick up once again on the mid laner and the support, and only losing the support. That's no big deal for them there, as the charge comes in onto Afterlife. It is daytime, but it will be cancelled, as it looks like Afterlife was just too close to the tier 1, and Arrow didn't want to overcommit there.
Poor TA2K. Oh.
I mean, he's going to be the bully in, like you say, if he just carries on farming, gets his net worth up, he's going to be the bully sometime soon. So, don't feel sorry for him, he'll have his time. But yeah, the lockdown from Gambit has just been point perfect to keep TA2K, you know, to get these kills. So really well played. Some good time, some good synergy here for Gambit. As it looks like Wraith King, he's got the armlet up. He's going to go straight into the Radiance, it looks like. I don't like the Radiance build. How do you feel about the Radiance build on the Wraith Kings?
It is a very greedy build. If you have some space, then Radiance can really help you become that insurmountable carry hero that no one can deal with. But at the same time, you do need to have the space for it. But looking at his lineup, where they have both a Night Stalker and a Sand King, who are gonna be really strong in like 5 minutes from now, I really don't mind that much this game.
I just think that you've got to me. You've got in my head. I just think the BKB build, maybe into the Blink Dagger, it's just a little bit better for the Wraith King once these fights do start to break out. But you know, that's why Smiley Knight's the pro, and I'm just here talking about the game.
I mean, pros make mistakes too. I mean, there is a 0 and 3 Void in this game, mind you.
Is it a mistake, or is it calculated space creation for the rest of his team?
This is the classic conundrum where you want to die a lot in the early game, so the kills you get in the mid game are worth more.
I mean, that's what Melk was the pro at, right? That's why we have the Melk Award. You set up you die so many times, you set up the rest of your team to farm those kills. Once the enemy team is nice and fat with gold and net worth, and then you win the game.
Yeah, for sure. That's how it works.
As Smiley Knight looking to rotate up with his skeletons towards this tier 1 tower. I mean, it looks like it is going to be the trade because Lays is down here. He doesn't take the tower as quickly, but he's just going to be able to sit behind the tier 1 with the Anchor Smash and take these creeps away. It is going to be the Axe, so it looks like it's going to be the Blink into the Axe here for Tidehunter. I do genuinely like that. Nope, it's going to be the Force Staff into the Axe. Okay, I mean, either way, you do get that little bit of a gap close, and then the Axe to come out for the team fight potential. I like this build for the Tide.
Yeah, me too. It skills very nicely into the late game as well, speeds up your farming, gives you a lot of tankiness. Like, there is still the Blink Refresher build, but I don't think it's as versatile.
And, well, there's going to be the rotation down. That's going to be a smoke. Actually, they might be looking for TA2K again.
Void, run!
The Spidey senses. Are they going to be tingling? The ward does go down. Epicenter once again coming through TA2K. There's even going to be a Fiend's Grip, but the Global Silence comes out. Still gets the kill. The damage is the Sand King. With a TP away straight away to make sure there's no revenge rotations in. Pantomime is sticking around. Maybe just trying to take down these Ancients to really rub the salt in the wounds.
Bane farming the Ancients. What a time to be alive, isn't it?
He might even be able to... He does get the block as well. So just to be extra cheeky. But Lays moving himself into the mid. How is he looking? 1300 gold. He's not started towards... Oh, Nightmare. Did he want to try and go? Afterlife is here. Has the Dark Ascension now as well. Just going to be able to pick up the Invis. Give it the old walk away. Yeah, so Lays, he's got himself the hood. So that he's a nice tanky boy here on the Tidehunter. He's just saving his gold, so he could change his mind. He could go back for the Blink if he gets close enough. What do you prefer here, the Force Staff or the Blink Dagger? Or is
definitely the Force.
Yeah.
Because you're playing against the Night Stalker.
True. Yeah, just being able to get away from that Crippling Fear, or even get the rest of your team away. The Burst Strike comes out. Talking about it, Crippling Fear comes... maybe just the Dark Ascension, actually. Yeah, the Crippling Fear was there. It was just underneath that Sandstorm. So it looks like both effects don't mix. Not too well, at least. Oh, Antahar could be in trouble now as well. He was going to be caught out. Tries to throw what damage he can, but the right click's coming through from the Afterlife. He's going to send Antahar to the Afterlife. As the charge will be set up, but there is going to be 3 heroes behind. That Fiend's Grip is still available now as well. Arrow, does he want to carry on going onto this? Burst Strike does connect now as well. It looks like Arrow, one by one, they fall. Afterlife gets himself out a double kill. Really nicely played though. I mean, 3 heroes go down. Yeah, Gambit just looking to take control of this game.
Yeah, they're looking so strong right now. And they have 3 really tanky cores as well. So it's gonna be super hard for V Gaming to get any pickoffs on them, especially because all of their ultis and heroes are just super teamfight focused. They do have the Spirit Breaker to try and go for pickoffs, but they don't have that much single target damage to follow up.
Yeah, I thought we would have seen, like, Meljul plus one support rotating around. I thought we would have seen that from Hayes, as well as Arrow, you know, looking for the kills wherever they can find them. But it looks like Hayes, he just wants to carry on farming here. He did actually go up for the Sanjin Yasha. He's going to go back for the Orchid now. So no Yules, no, like Shivas to come out after that. It's just going to be straight into the Orchid. So there's going to be the extra silence. Antaha, yeah, level 7. He's gone for it's 402 at the minute. Just picking up that point in the global silence there as well. And there's not really been a big fight. I'm not saying the game's over by any stretch of the imagination, but V, like you said, they're playing for this late game, and it's whether Gambit are going to allow them to get to that late game here.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a struggle. Because even if you have the big teamfight ultis, if you're super far behind and can't kill anyone in the time frame that Ravage and Chrono are gonna buy you, then you're just gonna be in a horrid position. And right now, I don't think they're gonna kill a hero like Wraith King inside a Chrono. It's just not gonna happen.
No, he's getting close to that Radiance now as well. He's only about 200 gold away. So, Smiling Knight, he's not really been contested. Yes, he died in the very, very early game, but apart from that, like you say, he's not really been... There's been no real rotations on him. They might try and make a move onto Meljul. Do they have the reveal here? The dust is on the Spirit Breaker. Spirit Breaker going for that Shadow Blade that we do see coming out now for the hero. More and more.
Meljul, he already has a Yules, so they're not going to be able to kill him unless he really messes up.
Yeah, I was just thinking, yeah, you don't really have... You could ravage him after the charge, you know, the Nether Strike there as well, so they do have a decent amount of lockdown time, but it's whether the Bane gets in the way, you know, whether the disruption comes through from the rest of the team as well. So, they've picked up a couple of kills, but V, I mean, they're not really bothered about kills at the minute, it doesn't seem. And like I said, going back to it, it is going to be a late game lineup for them, so maybe they are just focused solely on just pressing this... Silencer with the double stack on the infused raindrops there as well, unless my client's bugging.
Nope, that's definitely a thing. I guess just with a mana regen.
Sure. But then, I mean, wouldn't you just carry around mangoes?
I'll ask him after the game.
Okay.
We'll find out if this is the new Silencer meta.
They're going to be able to go through the Crippling Fear through the Burrow Strike and Afterlife. He's on a mega kill streak here, 5, 1, and 3. Fade grenades as well, just in case anybody tries to go invis, tries to run away. They are going to be able to track them. And Night Stalker, it was just the double bracer not going into that triple, but it will be the BKB to come out. And he's not too far away. In fact, if he wants to split the Echo Saber, he could get that BKB out a hell of a lot quicker. But then he's not being put under pressure. So it's not like he needs to really rush this one through.
Yeah, every single Gambit hero is pretty much free farming. And now this Wraith King is just getting so huge. Already has half a BKB to work with. I'm not sure how they're gonna be able to stop him on the side of V.
Hopes and prayers. I mean, he's got himself the Quicksilver Amulet there as well, which is another really nice item for him because he wants to, you know, constantly in the fights be throwing out the Wraith Fire Blast, popping the skeletons up as well. So, bottom lane though, they might be able to make a move. Pantomime. Yeah, the Bash comes out, gets the kill, and the Bane though not able to TP away. I mean, Faceless was
a nice kill.
Close for a Bash. So, how is Tidehunter doing? He got that 4-staff out, he's going towards the Ag still. He's got himself the point booster. And getting close to the next piece, so it's not too bad. But meanwhile, this is going on. Gambit just goes straight to the Wraith Pit, to the Roach Pit. It might be the Wraith Pit here if the Wraith King throws, you know, the skeletons out. And Snapfire. Okay, it's going to be the Shard coming up. So the Scatter Blast for the knockback, which will be nice if he doesn't get caught inside the Chronosphere. You know, if you can get the knockback just to delay the Faceless Void a little bit longer. being able to throw out. I don't think we've seen the Mortimer Kisses just yet, but the Mortimer Kisses inside the Chronosphere as well. It's another way to put off the Faceless Void.
I would really love to see Aghanims on Snapfire just this game. Just throw in the Wraith King.
Yeah, you don't need a Blink Dagger when you can engage through the... Oh, Fiend's Grip comes out now as well. The Boros Strike to follow up. Arrow. Your Scepter's going to be there to keep him locked down. Does he have that charge? He's going to try and go for the TP and not the charge. And there wasn't... I mean, the Yule Scepter, the Boros Strike had already... I'm surprised he went for the TP and not the charge. Maybe he just didn't think he could get himself out of the Sandstorm in time.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta try something crazy.
Yeah.
Tide now.
Tide, Force Staff comes out. The Griffin is going to be there. The Multiple Kisses now are going to be used. Tide, is he going to be able to get himself away from this back line? So they're going to try and go. Chronosphere, it actually catches out onto the Snapfire now as well. Afterlife does have that BKB, so he did split the Echo Saber. Sonic Wave gets committed. They get the kill onto TA2K now. Going to be able to follow up onto Hayes, but Hayes has that blink. The cookie comes out. Antar, what's he going to be able to do? He doesn't have the mana. Oh, he does have it for the Global Silence now, but Meloduel with that double damage and just carry on going for the minute. So he is going to be able to get himself away. Arrow cancels the charge. And yeah, that Chronosphere not really... I mean, it was a defensive one as he tried to get himself away. But Faceless, once again, what is he now? 0, 6, and 3 here for TA2K.
And Snapfire is closing in on terms of net worth. Oof.
That doesn't feel great. Yeah, that doesn't feel great. I mean, the Philosopher's Stone is the... So, Snapfire with the blink, going into the Lotus Orb. Yeah, this is going to be... It's not a great time to be on the side of V.
Yeah, Smiling Knight has more than twice the net worth. That tends to be a bad sign in Dota.
Yeah, again, it's not great, as it looks like Wraith King going towards the Silver Edge, so he's even going to be able to get the break off onto the, probably the Tidehunter, would you say? You know, get rid of that Kraken shell.
Yep. At the same time, Haze is still very strong.
Pantomime is going to be caught out. The Gush comes out. There's going to be the Curse as well. So Antahar gets the kill. No point there into the Glaives. So not being able to pick up that early point. I mean, he's only level 9. Let's take a look at the hero levels overall. 13 on Snap and level 11 on Pantomime. So he is the lowest level in the game here on the Silencer.
No huge surprise, really, because Silencer tends to stay far away from fights and doesn't really farm that well either. He's just a big global silence.
Sorry, they get the kill into Arrow. Not sure what he was doing up here, but whatever it was the wrong thing.
Melojo actually picked up the shard early. That's interesting to see.
Yeah.
I love this shard. It looks so nice.
I mean, I guess it works. It does work with the Boros Strike, right?
It works with anything.
So, Boros Strikes, Force Staffs, Blink Daggers. Okay. Yeah, it's extra damage. Laze needs to be cuffed now. Speaking of Boros Strike, Sandstorm's going to be there now as well, Laze, with the Force Staff. And his net worth as well, if you compare it to the Night Stalker, the Night Stalker's having a grand old time with the BKB coming out, Echo Saber now as well. Going back towards... Is that the Blitz Knuckle? Yeah, so he's going to be having a bit of an extra attack speed as he goes towards the Shadow Blade here as well.
I mean, Gambit heroes can just buy whatever they want, really. They're so far ahead.
Meloduel actually going to go back for the Shivas. So the slow on top of the slow coming out from the epicenter. That's actually, it's going to be hard, really hard, even with the 4 staffs. The time works out, the charges, really hard for V to get around these fights. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Gambit just, I mean, 14-6 at 24 minutes in. Just, they might even be able to find out Hayes does have that blink in 2 seconds, just breaks the vision. No Blink Dagger on the Wraith King either. He's actually going to go back for the AC. So Hayes was able to get himself away from that. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gambit just try and group up here. Maybe look for the rest of the tier 2 towers on the map.
I mean, they don't even have to fully group up to take those towers. Because you have BOTs on Melojo as well, so Smiling Knight can just be really aggressive with pushing towers, and if he gets engaged upon, you just TP in Melo.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose he can always jump to the little skeletons, and Smiling Knight, like you say, always has backup here. He's playing it dangerous. 3 heroes about now as well. Does he reveal? He does. Do you want to try and go on here? Mel's just going to be able to go in with the Burrow Strike. Where's that follow-up though? Yule Scepter comes out. Afterlife, he's going to be able to come in with the Crippling Fear. But Hayes has that BKB. So Hayes, no basher for anybody. So he's going to be able to TP himself away. And do you think this is going to be the match? Finally, we see the Sand King basher.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Abyssal Sand King, this is the game, Mellow.
We'll have to wait and find out. As the Burrow Strike comes through onto Arrow. With that Shadow Blade, but the reveal is going to be there. The Yules comes out now as well. The cookie to finish the job, and Sayu picks up himself. He's 5-1-5, so even the Snapfire, like you said, just having a really good time when you compare it to someone like TA2K, who does have that BKB up now. Going to be going for the Skadi. And
To be fair,
Afterlife is going to try and come in. The BKB comes out. Do they want to try and go? Because it's going to be the Global Silence now as well. But the Bash is onto Afterlife. Afterlife can get himself away from this. Just flies himself out. Maybe tries to re-engage. Mortimer kisses. The Burrow Strike comes up just a little bit too short, but Anta still going to be taking a lot of damage here. Lays has to walk himself through the Mortimer kisses. Bane gets the kill with the Brain Sap, and Lays still holding that Ravage now. The cookie comes out for the stun. There's going to be the Ravage, and it looks like he's going to try and get the walkaway. Time dilation, no. The BKB with the Fiend's Grip. They catch him before the Faceless Void can get the Chronosphere off. They lock him down. They get the kill. And now they're even going to be able to go back for the Silencer. And a tier 2 tower. I believe you had a 2B4 coming up.
yeah, I was gonna say everyone's game looks good compared to that of TA2K. Oh, poor guy. And now even the Global Silence used defensively before the grip came out. So TA2K was ready to show off his new BKB, get that amazing chrono that turns around the game and then gets Fiend Script.
Pure feels bad, man. The charge comes out. Arrow, though, there's a crippling fear. Nether Strike actually gets committed. Afterlife is going to get pretty low. Getting close to the Afterlife himself. Do they want to chase tower shots? It's not going to be enough to get the kill. He does get low, but gets himself away. In the end, yeah, the Gush won't even connect here. There's no follow-up. So, Afterlife just able to TP himself back to the fountain. Meanwhile, Melgil and Sayu pushing out this bottom lane. TA2K, he's going to time walk himself in as Melgil just tempting. He's going to go now. The epicenter comes out, but TA2K just a little bit too far away. The Burrow Strike wasn't there to connect, and TA was able to get the time walk out. So, small mercies here for the Faceless Void as he continues to farm.
But even with the Skadi, he's not really gonna do anything. Because they can't kill anyone in Chrono right now. That is one of their big problems. Both of their supports don't have one of those big spells to synergize with Chrono.
Yeah, the charge comes out, but Afterlife with the Void just gets a kill here now as well. He's actually going to be going for a Silver Edge. Did Smiling Knight finish his? He didn't. He's actually going to go for the Swift Blink. So he got the AC, even the Paladin Sword. Everything is coming up Smiling Knight at the minute.
Yeah. But V-Gaming, they're really lacking that damage potential. They don't have the Skywrath or the Lina or the Snapfire to synergize with the Chrono. So they were fully reliant on TA2K having a good game, and well, look where that got them.
Do you think it would have been better? I mean, we talked about the Spirit Breaker and the Faceless Void lane briefly in the draft. Do you think it would have been better up against the Night Stalker just instead of the Silencer to help protect onto TA2K?
Probably wouldn't have made that much of a difference. Because when nighttime hits, Spirit Breaker is also not going to be able to protect anyone there.
Yeah. Okay, well, Afterlife...
a nice kill here.
Gets charged on. Yeah, they do have the Gush locked down. Do they want to try and go on this? Because Afterlife, the Chronosphere gets committed now. And it's going to be 3 heroes, and 2 of them are your allies locked inside it. Epicenter Lays. Does he want to carry on going? The Ravage is available. Do we have the vision here for Melgil? Melgil will be a sentry going down. Time dilation, but he has the Aeon Disc. And now, is there going to be bashes towards that lockdown? He's going to be able to use himself. Trying to get himself out. The Ravage gets committed now as well. On the other side, he doesn't actually connect onto Pantomime. Smiling Knight with BKB, he's going to be able to take down Silencer. Global Silence does come out. Sayo, though, with that Lotus Orb, is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Because he's going to be able to pick up a kill. Hayes with the Sonic Wave. Sayo will go down. An Arrow already got killed off. TA2K looks like his BKB is going to be wearing off, so he's just going to go for the TP away. And no Wraith Fire Blast to connect. No vision there to get the kill onto the Faceless Void. So he picked up a kill. He broke his duck.
Yeah. I mean, V-Gaming looked pretty good there. I mean, the fight The way Gambit took that fight was super split. Like, first they lost the Night Stalker, then the Sand King was like, hey, I'm gonna go for an epicenter, and then only hit the Tide, who was like, alright, go ahead.
Oh, they might
So the
look
fight was really staggered, and that really favors V Gaming in this case. They even got a gem from that.
Oh, the lockdown onto TA2K. Immediate revenge comes out from Gambit, and he just couldn't get that time walk off.
Yeah, they still can't deal with Smiling Knight, no way. Even when the fight is taken like that, I feel like he can just... Maybe not 1v5, but maybe 1v4?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, technically, he gets a second life, so it's a 2v5. So, you never know. Does he just move in? I mean, does he pick up the shard as well? Because it's the no mana cost and the reincarnation. Is that even a good shard anymore?
It's decent, and there is not that many other good options, so I would probably pick it up, yeah. Like, Bane is not really relevant this game, Night Stalker doesn't do anything this game, and both the Snapfire and the Sand King already have it.
Yeah, so yeah, it is the Smiling Knight that picks it up in the
I'm
end.
not sure if it was worth it though. Like, you get the 3 skeletons on reincarnation, but your buyback also becomes more expensive. Then again, you're not gonna die, so who cares?
That is true. And Arrow, well, he charges through with the Shadow Blade. But again, Smiling Knight is close. Blink Dagger off cooldown in 4 seconds, so wasn't able to close the gap. And Arrow, with that Shadow Blade, he's just able to walk himself through the trees. Yeah, goes in deep and able to TP himself out if he needs to. Or in fact, the TP's on cooldown, so it's going to be another charge to get him out where he finds that charge. We'll just have to wait and see. How's Antahar doing? Level 12 now, so he does have the 1 point into the glaives now. 4 stolen in. That's something, you know, it's better than nothing. Hayes on the bottom lane going towards the Shivas. So he did go back for the Shivas, and so it's going to be able to get a little bit of survivability out. You know, the slows coming through from the Queen of Pain. How is Hayes... I mean, does he just have to group up? I suppose we just have to group up and look for the 5-mans now, right?
I think Hayes just needs to keep splitting waves.
Yeah.
Because I think it's very unlikely that V Gaming wins a 5v5 fight. Especially with the Wraith King being so incredibly strong, and Aegis on the Snapfire, by the way.
Yeah, I did see Meljewel wasn't close. You know, he didn't want to use... I think he might have already used the Boots of Travel to get down to the low. Hayes, BKB's up. He's going to be able to blink TP. Yes! Yes, the damage isn't there. No crits coming out from the Wraith King just as that TP was going. He's going to be going for the Bash of Abyssal Blade, so next time Hayes might not be so lucky. But yeah, Meljewel wasn't able to get to the Roche Pit, and everybody else, I guess, didn't want the Aegis.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. Even the Night Stalker going to be going for the Basher as well. Meljewel? No, it's going to be the E-Blade for him.
More magic damage and a save for Inchrono. Oh, poor Void.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting close to that Skadi, coming up to 34 minutes. But he's still, look at it, it's in the lower half. Top of the lower half, but lower half in terms of net worth. That's, as a carry, I sympathise. You know, as a carry player, I do sympathise with him. And Spirit Breaker, look how fast he is. Just comes onto Pantomime, but immediately was a re-engaged Nether Strike. Vision gets broken, so Pantomime just get himself away from that. And I think the rest of the team were just a little bit too far away. Even if Arrow did commit, Meljewel was close as well. The Fiend's Grip comes out, probably, and Arrow gets broken.
A pretty big smoke by V Gaming. They want to find something here. They're feeling good with their new Shiva and all their ultis up. But, I mean, Meljewel can just sit at his tier 1 tower 35 minutes into the game.
Imagine that, yeah. Looking at the map, they've only taken 1 tier 1. They might be able to get... I mean, the creeps might be able to put pressure on for a second tier 1, but V have just had 0 map control. And you can see Gambit just flexing those muscles once again, smoking through. Meljul's not even close by as they smoke through the enemy jungle here. Gambit looking to maybe force out a couple of buybacks if he can find kills.
And Hayes, he's in the trees, but Gambit knows something is up.
He just blinks himself away. Okay. Yeah, Hayes, he's playing it safe now.
Hayes has been playing a fantastic game, to be fair. He's 5-0-4 in a game where his team is down 22-9. So he's been involved in 100% of his team's kills and 0% of his team's deaths.
So when this game ends, if it ends in a V loss, he can throw his hands up and be like, not on me, guys. Antahar getting engaged on now as well. But I think I'm about to go into this because Smiling Knight, it's going to be the gush coming through onto both heroes. He'll Scepter comes out for the Sand King once again. So he is going to be able to purge that one off. And it looks like Lays has to pop the pipe. He's got himself a Lotus Orb now as well on the Tidehunter, which is going to be nice. But, yeah, V are just being pinned back right inside the base. In fact, Pantherman, there's going to be the TP up here from Meljul as well as Sayu. But Hayes was already away.
And I mean, Gambit hasn't taken any racks yet.
No, true. And I mean, how many games have we seen of CIS rejects? I mean, we've seen 4 CIS rejects games, so maybe 4, where they didn't look too great in the early game, and then they switched on in this late game and took, what, 3 70-minute games so far that we've seen?
Oh man, I really love seeing 1400 movement speed charges.
Spirit Breaker, yeah, you follow Cam, and the next thing you know, you're on the other side of the map, and he just, with the Shadow Blade as well, if they don't immediately get the reveal because they're bashed up, then he just gets himself out with the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, it's just great. I love it when meme builds become actual viable builds. Like, just imagine someone telling you like a year ago, you know, the Spirit Breaker is now first phase pick and people just buy all the movement speed items on him.
Yep. Shadow Blade into Ags, into, you know, even the Spider Legs coming out. What's not to love it? Casual. I think they're about to get the charge onto Meljul. But yeah, just the casual Windlace as well. The Spirit Breaker. Yeah. Standard.
It's lovely.
As the Wraith King Skeleton just pushing in this bottom lane a little bit. It's not going to be under a major threat, but it's just a little bit of momentum going the way of Gambit to add to the little bits of momentum they've been building throughout this game. And it looks like V. Charge comes through. Who's actually going to be on here? It's going to be onto Pantherman. They're going to be seeing Smiling Knight now as well. What's he going to do? Another strike onto... I think he's about to get the lockdown. There was enough damage. There's not going to be Fiend Confront for this. No buyback potential either. It looks like they've got the lockdown onto the Wraith King, but what can they do? Like you said, they just can't get the kill. The Ravage comes out. The BKB is going to be there. Sonic Wave onto Smiling Knight. They're going to be able to take him down at least once, but can they do it twice? As a reincarnation. No mana cost in this. Good! Burrow Strike onto 3 heroes. Mortimer Kisses now as well. Will be stacking out. The Global Silence comes up, but that's going to be 4 heroes dead. Only TA2K alive. Buybacks available for everybody on the side of V. Do they want to fight into this once again?
And that was as good of an engagement as you could hope for if you're V, and still they couldn't do it.
Yeah, and the group up afterwards just allowed the Burrow Strike to come out. The Mortimer Kiss is set, so that was really well played there for Gambit, and they've got a Rax. What can V do now? Because we can effectively rule out the late game with the way that Gambit are fighting on this. And they might even be able to take out more of this now as well. The time dilation comes through the charge from Arrow, but it looks like Lays will go down. Lays dead for 104 seconds. The charge and then strike onto Afterlife. Do they have the damage to kill him off? He's still going to be going for a little while now as well. Has that buyback available? Pantherman with the blink away. Curse onto Smiling Knight, but again the reincarnation is going to be there 2 seconds. And it's back up. And like you say, you can kill him the once, but they can't do it twice.
You need to hope that they somehow dive you a fountain, I think.
Give it the old into the breach throw.
We're gonna have Chrono in 45 and Ravage in a minute. I feel like by that time they're gonna lose at least one more set of racks. Because they don't really have great poke either. They can't stop this Wraith King from hitting buildings.
Yeah. And Smiling Knight, the Lotus Orb comes out, the charge onto him now as well. The Burrow Strike onto Arrow, you'll set to set up. Smiling Knight walks himself forward. The BKB's this is going to be the Abyssal Blade into the Thieves Grip and faces void. Global Silence does come out. TA2K is going to try and shift targets onto Pantomime now as well. So Pantomime should be killed off. 3 heroes committed onto taking him down. But he just buys himself back. He's going to be able to get himself back to this fight. Epicenter on the back lines. I'm hearing it. But where is it? It's not going to be thrown out just yet. And yeah, I mean, Chronosphere is up now. Did he just... Is it just focus down everybody apart from Smiling Knight and then try and 1v4, 1v5 him down after the rest of the fight's already happened?
Yeah, I think so.
Epicenter from Meljul. Does he want to try and go eat again? He's just teasing this inside the Sandstorm.
There we go.
It does come out now as well, so they're going to be able to take down Silencer. Silencer has that buyback, the charge comes through. Chronosphere onto Meljul. They're going to be able to go on at least the Sand King, but there's going to be the TPs in. Lays backlines. Antah's going to go down once again. That's going to be a dieback there for the Silencer to get the kill onto the Sand King, but again, he has the buyback available. And Boots of Travel if he wants to get right back into this Lays. Tries to get out. Mortimer Kisses will be committed. TA2K has to change its path. There's the charge onto 2. BKB Alpha Afterlife now as well. But Afterlife, he's going in deep. There's going to be the Nether Strike into the Ravage, committed onto Afterlife, and Afterlife should. No Nightmare saves him for a little bit, but he will still go down. No buyback, dead for 113. Charge onto the Wraith King now. So it looks like Smiling Knight. Lotus Orb is there. What are they going to be able to do to try and lock him down? He doesn't have the... He does have the BKB up now as the charge comes through that BKB piercing stun. Abyssal Blade once again onto Faceless Void. Faceless, he's looking for that time walk in 2 seconds. Smiling Knight though, I think he'll be able to take him down once. He do take him down once. The backline quickly comes out from the Snapfire. Snapfire doesn't have that Aegis anymore now as well, but the lockdown comes onto Lays, and Lays needs to walk himself away to get the kill onto Faceless Void once again. And again, no buyback here, so the Wraithfire Blast is going to be reflected back, but Lays, Burrow Strike comes through and Lays will be dead. I think this is going to be... I have a sneaking suspicion that this game might just be over now. As 2 lanes of racks, 3 heroes dead. In fact, are they backing themselves out to the Roche pit? They are. So Gambit playing it really safe, wanted to make sure they've committed a couple of buybacks. Want to make sure that they can survive through these fights. Chronosphere is not going to be up for the next minute or so. So Roche, this is looking pretty free. Unless Hayes wants to try and come in for the snatch.
Yeah, I guess that's their one chance. They don't even have Chrono or BKB on the Void.
Get the kill onto Pantomime now as well. The Burrow Strike comes through onto the Queen of Pain. The Cookie's going to be able to get the lockdown, the extra lockdown with that Scatter Blast as well as the Little Shredder. Hayes has to get that blink away. BKB's up in 15. Okay, TA2K. The buying time. TA2K is getting brave. He's inside the pit.
Into the Roche.
Yeah, this is... Well, I mean, it's a choice, TA2K. The bashes come through. In fact, I think even Roche helping out with a couple of those bashes. That's going to be the dieback onto TA2K. Global Silence was used with 2 heroes left alive. Hayes inside the Invis. Is there any reveal? Looks like they're going to be able to go into Antaha once again. Epicenter, the dust reveal now as well. It's going to be... Yeah, there's nothing you can do. And GG gets called. So V... 43 minutes in, 35 to 15 and a 28k net worth lead. Gambit take game number 1, and like you say, this Faceless Void just could not get off the ground.
I feel like this game is such a classic example of a drafting win. Because V Gaming, they didn't even look that bad in terms of coordination. Of course, TA2K, I mean, he died too much as the Void. It happens. It was just a bad game for him. But the fact that they could still get pickoffs on like the Sand King every once in a while, even when 25k behind, it's still like reasonable for them. They didn't look horrible. But at the same time, Gambit, they had nice coordination and they had a really nice draft.
Yeah, and like you talked about as well, they were just so tanky that there was no opportunity for V to get those early kills. And unfortunately, V, well, I bigged them up in the draft, but they just couldn't execute here. So guys, that is going to be game number 1. We're going to be taking a quick 15-minute break, get back with game number 2 of Gambit versus V. But for now, we're going to be doing everybody's favourite thing, playing some adverts, taking a quick break, so get yourself some food, get yourself a bit of a stretch in. As we come back for the second game in about 15 minutes, we'll see you there.